This is a real essay I wrote for English class when I was 10 years old. Bobobo. The TV show Bobobo is about a man named Bobobo and his friends fighting the hare hunt troops. The hare hunt troops are people that don't like hair on other people, and they try to make people bald. I think that Bobobo is the funniest show on Cartoon Network for 3 reasons. One reason is that other Cartoon Network shows aren't funny. For example, Codename Kids Next Door isn't funny. And shows that are kind of funny, like One Piece, aren't funny all the time like Bobobo is. Also, Bobobo has hilarious creatures that other shows don't. The second reason is that the characters are awesome. Bobobo can beat up anyone with his fist of the nose hair technique. Don Patch is a small sun-shaped dude, and Jelly Jiggler is a giant walking, talking glob of jelly. Another cool character is Soften, half man, half ice cream. The third reason is the storyline. The storyline is hilarious, and also, it makes sense! As the story goes along, Bobobo meets more and more friends that tag along with him. Those are some of the reasons why Bobobo is the funniest show on Cartoon Network. Obviously, when I was a kid, I thought Bobobo was the shit. So the big question is, does Bobobo hold up now that I'm an adult? The short answer is fuck yeah, it does! Bobobo is fucking awesome! It has a lot of problems, and I'll get into those, but for the most part, it's fucking great! The comedy is stellar, although I'll admit it's not for everyone. The characters are spectacularly consistent in their absurd inconsistencies. The soundtrack is so good that I've actually used it in almost every single one of my anime reviews so far. And the source materials are by far the funniest books per page joke capita that I've ever read. The main problems I have with this anime are the beginning and the ending, but we'll get to that shit later on.
Part 1. The Misunderstanding.
A lot of people take one look at Bobobo and they write it off as being a juvenile, haha so random LOLXD anime. And they're right. But they're also completely wrong. See, Bobobo isn't just a comedy, it's a satire of the entire genre of anime. Now, I've seen the word satire get thrown around far too often by people who think it is simply synonymous with comedy. So allow me to explain what the fuck satire is supposed to be. For the most part, satire is when you take something that either treats itself seriously or is treated by other people seriously, and you redo it in a comedic fashion in order to point out the absurdity of the original thing. For 9 years, Stephen Colbert played the character of a right-wing pundit so that he could point out the ridiculousness of some right-wing ideals. Bobobo is essentially doing the same thing, but for anime as a whole. The show's randomness and zaniness pokes fun at the absolute absurdity of other animes that fans treat completely seriously. So it's pretty fucking ironic when people say, Bobobo is so stupid. The characters look dumb and the fights don't make any sense. I'm gonna go watch a good anime like Dragon Ball Z or One Piece or Naruto. Now, this isn't to say these shows aren't funny. Dragon Ball Z, for example, is chock full of good humor. But there are many elements of Dragon Ball Z that are completely fucking stupid that take themselves way too seriously, and fans of the show treat it too seriously as well. And that's essentially what Bobobo is mocking. I'll articulate my point by showing you a scene from Dragon Ball Z and a scene from Bobobo. As you may know, Dragon Ball Z stretches shit out to be way too long, so I've had to doctor the clip a little for time reasons, but I think you'll still get the gist.
Goodbye, my friend. Hold down the fort while I'm gone.
No! Stop it! Get off!
Goodbye, Tien. Be careful.
What? Jiao Su! No!
So here's what's going on. This little white guy grabs onto his floating enemy and then uses a superpower where he can fucking explode like a suicide bomber. Everything about my last statement sounds pretty childish and silly, right? But the show treats it like this super dramatic and depressing thing. Now here's the same scene done in Bobobo.
Don Patchy, you alright? Leave those traps alone! Again?
Bobobo, sorry.
What? What you doing up there?
Goodbye, Mr. Bobobo. Don't ever forget me.
No, Don Patchy! You can't do this! Let go of me, will ya? No, don't! Don Patch!
No, confusion says beware.
Who the heck is confusion?
What? Get going!
Now I don't know about you, but I think that's really fucking funny. The shots of all the characters reacting to the explosion in dramatic poses only for the reveal that Don Patch is perfectly fine always makes me laugh. But do you see what's going on now? Bobobo isn't just stupid and random for the sake of being stupid and random. It's trying to emulate the ridiculousness of every other anime out there and poke fun at how serious they all take themselves. None of this is to say that animes like Dragon Ball Z are bad, because it definitely isn't bad. You can poke fun at something without hating it. Stephen Colbert still respects conservative people even though he makes fun of them. See, this is the essence of satire. It's 1 part social commentary and 2 parts fun.
Part 2. The plot and the characters.
When doing long-form satire, like a novel or a television program, there are 2 main strategies an author can use when developing the plot. The first strategy is simplicity. The artist makes the plot as simple as possible so that the audience isn't distracted from the jokes or the social commentary. The other strategy is to make the plot as convoluted and complex as possible in order to mock the absurdity of the original work. Thankfully, Bobobo follows the template of simplicity. The plot of Bobobo can be described in 1 or 2 sentences. A bunch of hair Nazis are going around trying to cut off everybody's hair, and a brave hero named Bobobo is trying to stop them. On Bobobo's journey, he encounters a bunch of people who join his cause and crusade around with him to help fight the Hare Hunt troops. It's a simple premise, but it serves its purpose for the sake of the satire. Now we can focus on Bobobo himself. When you take a look at his character, the first thing you probably notice is his huge blonde afro. In case you couldn't tell by the show's premise, hair is very important to Bobobo, both for the character and for the show. I imagine this was inspired by how ridiculous hairstyles tend to be in anime. Bobobo's afro isn't even the most ridiculous thing about Bobobo's hair. His signature fighting attack is to use his nose hair as a weapon. Just about every character has an extremely ridiculous signature fighting style, and Bobobo's is his super fist of the nose hair. Is this starting to sound familiar? As audience members, we know a lot about Bobobo's past, and at the same time we know absolutely nothing about Bobobo's past. This is because they show flashbacks to his past multiple times throughout the series, but more often than not, the flashbacks completely contradict each other. This is likely done to mock the way that some animes overuse flashbacks that usually serve little purpose within the narrative.
One day, it happened. One of the Hare Hunt troops came to our house.
Shavings and lawn coloring?
The Hare Hunt Squad! Hey guys, really, I'm not a hare. I'm not hare. I'm really a talking tadpole. Yeah, that's it.
I see, you're a tadpole. Wow. Are you sure that's true?
Actually, it's a bull-faced lie, but if you want some serious hair, take my side. future of all hair is in your hands, son!
The first character to join Bobobo on his journey is Beauty. Her purpose within the comedy is to play the role of the straight man who reacts to the insanity that is going on around her.
Yes, that girl she is, my neighbor, the one that I love so, darling. I see her every day, your bright golden hair, shining bright in the bright noonday sun. I'm all alone and I'm dumb as a stone, 'cause I know my darling is a 49-year-old man.
What was that?
49 years old.
Come on! Enough! A man almost 50!
Bobobo next meets Don Patch. Whenever an official favorite Bobobo character poll pops up, Don Patch is always at the top of the list, and it's no surprise why. Don Patch is a major narcissist who often voices his desire of becoming the show's main character, and once in a while he even tries to overthrow Beauty in order to become the show's main female as well. He's one of the few characters on the show who appears in every single episode, even if it's just to let the audience know that he won't actually be appearing in the episode.
What's the show? It's about me, or it should be. I'm in every single scene, except all the scenes you'll be seeing.
Although he shares the screen with characters like Bobobo and Jelly Jiggler, Don Patch is often the most bizarre and ridiculous character. And I fucking love him!
Could it just be that I'm art? Yes, just by living I make art.
Don Patch, you're a great one. Please let us study you. Your charm, your grace, your wit.
Well, I am great.
Oh, thank you, Don Patch.
What are you doing? What about Giga?
Hey, are you living art? Don't talk to me unless you're living art. You think this is art? But of course, Wrong!
The next character I want to focus on is Jelly Jiggler. He follows the standard anime character arc of a villain who befriends the good guys and joins their cause. When Bobobo and the gang get into fights, Jelly Jiggler is one of the three main fighters, along with Bobobo and Don Patch. What I love about the fights in Bobobo is that these three often spend more time attacking each other than they do attacking the enemy. Jelly Jiggler is one of my favorite characters on the show, and I probably like him a little bit more than I like Bobobo.
I'll shred you into 1,000 pieces, and I'll start with you, Jelly Jiggler! Who was it? Who told him my name? I just have to know who did it!
You do?
Hello, waiter. Would you give that villain over there a pink lemonade and just tell him that it's on me?
Right. Ha! Jelly Jiggler says his pink lemonade is on you!
That's not what I meant!
Jelly Jiggler says to keep the pink lemonade coming your way all night long.
Please stop! Believe me, I'm so sorry. I'll have you cleaned up in no time. I'll pay for your dry cleaning bill.
Now have another!
This next character is pretty small, but for the sake of understanding Bobobo as a satire, he's worth mentioning. His name is Serviceman, and his purpose is to provide fan service for the audience by flashing his dick all the time. This is a very on-the-nose play on the types of anime characters that only exist to flaunt their bodies. Although there are tons of great characters in the show that I could talk about, the last one I want to mention is the narrator. The narrator is the absolute king of breaking the fourth wall. He spends most of his time complaining about how little he gets paid and worrying about his job security.
Things were rough after the show ended. I had to work at a car wash, then a meatpacking plant, then a car wash and a meatpacking plant.
You can't! Bobobo, it's all mine!
But enough about me, the show's starting.
No one messes with my man. Well, that is except for me.
And there you have the recap.
Come on! None of that stuff happened at all!
Fine, spoil sport. All right, have it your way. Just don't get me fired again. Any idea how hard it is to wash and wax a rib roast?
The show goes through multiple story arcs, and they can mostly be summed up like this. Bobobo and the gang arrive at a new place where a big boss bad guy is waiting for them. They spend a few episodes fighting some lower grunts, and they eventually make it to the big boss fight that goes on for about 3 or 4 episodes. During these fights, Bobobo and his allies often fuse together in order to become new characters. Hey, does that sound familiar? More often than not, the fusion characters aren't quite what you would expect.
Hey, you're blocking our fusion! You cheeky freak!
Bobobo, Dengaku Man's headed into your mouth! Awesome! He dodged around Bobobo! What is Dengaku Man doing?
Fusion power!
So that's why Dengaku Man dived into hell. But what is... Oh, I've got it! A mighty warrior is about to be born! The fusion is complete. They have become a girl?
I'm going to save spoilers for the end, so I'll discuss where the story goes later on.
Part 3. The Guard.
In my opinion, Bobobo is at its best when the gang is engaged in combat against a major boss like Over, Holly Kulani, or Giga. Episodes where they fight these final bosses are consistently the funniest ones, but the episodes leading up to them are often great as well. My favorite episode of the entire series is episode 33, It Ain't Over Till the Fat Lady Sings. When I was a kid, I had this episode recorded on my TiVo, and I swear I watched it over 50 fucking times, and yet it still makes me laugh my ass off to this day. In this episode, Bobobo and the gang start their boss battle against Over, and it's absolutely hilarious. The follow-up episode is when they fight Torpedo Girl, and it's fucking awesome too. These 2 episodes would be a great place for somebody to start if they were curious about watching the show.
How dare you change Dengaku Man into fireworks? I'll never forgive you! I'm gonna shred you like cheese! I didn't say it! This guy did! You again! I don't want to fight, Over! I just wanted to give you this lucky hanky! Super Fist of Ultimately Evil Sword Pomegranate! Jelly's in a jam! Here, use this tape, Jelly Jiggler! Good thinking! Thanks a lot! It didn't work!
That's not what it's for!
A lot of people say they hate listening to the English dubs of anime because they can't stand the English voice actors. When it comes to Bobobo, watch the fucking English dub! These voice actors are absolutely stellar at doing comedy. Specifically the actors for Bobobo, Don Patch, Jelly Jiggler, and the narrator. They're all so fucking good! And you'd definitely be missing out if you watched this show in Japanese while reading the subtitles.
Oh no! Now he's got 2 pairs of scissors!
Fine, we'll lend a hand.
These should help!
Huh? What's with you guys? Are you crazy? You almost hit me! Yeah, take that!
Like that'll do anything!
Bobobo! We're sending another weapon!
Huh? A 2-story house isn't a weapon?
Part 4. The Bird.
For me, the worst parts of Bobobo are the beginning and the end. The show gets better and better as it goes on, peaks somewhere in the middle, and then slowly falls back down. A lot of the early stuff has more of a focus on random silliness rather than on plot progression, and it can get mildly frustrating. Also, the show can be very repetitive. Throughout the show's 76 episode run, there are like 4 separate arcs where Bobobo and the gang go to an amusement park to fight bad guys. But I think this is forgivable due to this scene alone.
You don't need to be afraid. We've been harvesting genetically engineered amusement parks in this village since I was a youngin'.
How do you do that?
Not another word. Hush now. Don't tell them about our crop of amusement parks.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna go into spoiler territory now, so if you don't want Bobobo's ending to be spoiled for you, then skip ahead to this time code. Okay, here's the thing about Bobobo's ending. It doesn't fucking end! They finally make it to the big final battle, and then it's just fucking over! You can imagine how fucking pissed and heartbroken I was as a kid when I watched this shit. A show that I'd loved for years and had been glued to the TV to watch week by week, and it had no resolution.
Here's the sign. This sign says it's the end.
Are you kidding? This is how our show ends?
I've heard that the anime books include the ending, but I haven't gotten around to reading it yet. I have no fucking idea why they decided to end the anime on a cliffhanger, but boy is it disappointing!
Part 5. The recommendation.
Recommending Bobobo is a little bit tricky. If you watched the show as a kid and liked it, then I'd say you should definitely watch it again now that you're older. Chances are you're gonna love it as much as you did as a kid. If you've never seen Bobobo before, then I'd say let this video be a test to see whether or not you'd like it. If you laughed at any of the clips included in this review, then my hunch is you'll enjoy the show. If you didn't laugh at anything in this review, then Bobobo's not going to be for you. And if you aren't sure about whether or not you'd like it, I would recommend watching episode 33 and episode 34 first. Like I said before, the beginning is pretty weak compared to the rest of the series, so I definitely wouldn't want you to start there if you were on the fence about watching the show. In closing, Bobobo has been a huge part of my life for over 10 years now. I've watched a lot of animes over the years, and Bobobo is one of the only ones that I consistently go back to. In times when I'm feeling maybe depressed or upset, watching Bobobo episodes is always a great way to get my spirits up. If you're still watching this review, then chances are Bobobo meant something to you as a kid as well. I just want to thank everybody involved in the show's production for giving me years and years of laughter. I really wanted this review to do the show the justice that it deserves, and I hope I accomplished that. At the end of the day, Bobobo is a hilarious satire on anime with dozens of laughs per episode. The beginning is a little rough for newcomers, and the ending is disappointing, but the journey you take and the laughs you have with these amazing characters make it totally worth it. I give Bobobo-bo-bobo a final score of Bobobo-bobo out of Bobobo-bo-bobo. Hey. Wait a minute. Does that monkey have 3 unibrows? God damn it! Fuck Bobobo! Worst fucking anime I've ever seen! 0 out of 100! It's absolute fucking garbage! God fucking damn it! Hey everyone. If you're still here, then thank you so much for watching my longest video yet. The results of the mean comment contest will be posted in a separate video tomorrow because this one was way too long. And I would like to give a special thank you to all of my patrons. You guys are really fucking awesome, and you can expect to see some special behind the scenes videos coming out very soon. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow with the results of the mean comment contest.